For those not selected in the H-1B lottery, we're always looking for other options for them. Oftentimes we're dealing with clients who may be the CEO of their business. They may have received venture funding and they're at a critical stage where the life of the business depends on them staying in the US and being able to generate more funding, generate more clients, whatever it might be. So the stakes can be pretty high. And when you are not selected in the H-1B lottery, if that is your plan A, then finding a plan B can be challenging and very stressful for clients. But there are other options. We just sometimes have to get a little bit creative, and they're not always going to be the ideal situation, but they'll allow at least a bridge to the next year's H-1B lottery where they could try again and apply and see if they're chosen the subsequent year. So some of those options are an H-1B cap exempt petition, and that is a petition that involves a sponsor who is an institution of higher education or a nonprofit that's affiliated with an institution of higher education or a government research organization. Now, it's not always easy to find one of these that's willing to hire you, that you have a relationship with. So if that isn't in the cards, then we can look at things like O1 visas for extraordinary ability, or we could look at a TN visa if the applicant happens to be from Canada or Mexico. Perhaps an L visa, which is an intra-company transferee. So if your company has a foreign entity anywhere in the world, you could go work for that entity abroad, or you can simply work just abroad in any country remotely for that entity. And after you're out for a year in either a managerial or a position of specialized knowledge, then you can petition the government to come back as a transferee of that company to work in their U.S. affiliate or subsidiary or parent company, whatever the corporate relationship is. So that's not ideal often because people really want to stay in the U.S. to keep working or get their business going, whatever it might be. But sometimes it's the only option. Another potential is what's called an F1 CPT or curricular practical training. And that is where you might go back and get a master's degree at a program that will allow you to work immediately upon enrolling. So you're working in conjunction with your coursework in the field in which you're studying. It allows people to both study and work at the same time and continue in their field, and then hopefully make it to next year's lottery where they can reapply again. There's also a J1 visa, which is more of a training program. Those are less ideal, a little more difficult to set up, but there are organizations that we can guide you to that help you with that process. These options that we can provide for our clients are really, really important, not just for those that may be starting their own company or are in the process of getting funding for a company, but for all immigrants who wish to continue to work in the United States and not have a period of time where they are forced to go back to their countries and sort of break the progression of their careers. It doesn't always work out, but I think that the majority of time where we're able to find another solution to at least attempt and see if it goes in a positive direction. As we speak, the Immigration Service doesn't offer an overwhelming amount of options for non-immigrants who wish to work in the U.S. So within the framework that we really have to stay creative and not say no to any options. We really have to keep an open mind, and we have to convince our clients to keep an open mind in order to really provide the best service for them.